So, welcome to today's episode of Discovered with Steph. Today, I am here with Carrie Welling, who is releasing a song on May 14th called Monster. So, I just want to take a second and welcome you to the show.
Hello, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, to start off, take me through everything that makes up you as an artist.
Just real quick, I wanted to say that the release of Monster has actually been pushed a little bit forward. Right now, it's set to be released on May 28th, um, with a possible June 4th date. So we had to push
Oh,
it back because of certain trackings, but it is coming up. So just keep an eye out on that Monster date. It will be out very soon. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to say that just in case.
no,
Uh,
that's perfect.
that's how it is with music. Sometimes you're like, yeah, it's coming out this day. Just kidding. No, it's coming out this day.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And honestly, it's nothing to do with you as an artist. It just, happens with everything that goes on with all the work.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. And my philosophy is you know, um, you can't rush art. So if it needs its time to sort of like, if it needs another week or so, give it another week or so.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, my name's Carrie Welling. I'm a singer-songwriter here in Nashville. That's where I live. And I put out a record called High Heels and Heavy Things in 2020. Yes, the year of 2020. We all will remember that forever. Um, but it was supposed to come out in April of 2020, but I was going to have a big show with a live show with, band, a live audience, but that didn't happen. So I waited. And then I finally did a big online show in September of 2020. And so, yeah. And that was my first solo full length album. Before that, I had been in a couple bands and I also did like an EP, but that was my first solo.
That's so exciting.
Um,
So take me through your creative process and just how, the album came to be with that creative process and now Monster.
Yeah, so um it was a really cool process. I had sort of been writing it for a while. And so yeah, I wrote this song called Good to Me, and that was sort of like, I always say that was sort of the pusher of the album. It was like a very raw, honest, vulnerable song that sort of like depicted the theme of the whole record. And so if you listen to the record, it's very like, I think it's very honest, and it was almost kind of scary to put out. And so it kind of amped this whole thing of like, all right, what if I just put out a record that kind of has like a little bit of a 90s feel? I'm a big like kind of like 90s rock kind of, or 90s country kind of fan. So like there's a little bit of that feel in it. And so yeah, the creative process with that, it was really cool. I had a producer, his name is Eric Holders from the band Delta Ray, and he's the one that basically was like, Carrie, let's do this record. And so I had all these songs in my back pocket, sort of edited them with him and revamped them, and then went with this whole like, be kind to yourself, good to me sort of theme. Um, a lot of the record has a lot of like sort of heartache in it, but at the same time, it's relatable. And knowing that, like, sometimes it does suck, but like there's other people out there that sort of have the same feeling, so you're not alone kind of thing. um but yeah, that was sort of the creative process of the record. It was really cool. I recorded it in a studio here in Nashville with the Klein brothers. Very simple. It wasn't one of those records that took a lot of time. We just like knew exactly what we were going to do as soon as we got into the studio. So it was really an easy, really, and a lot of my producers and the engineers were all like multi instrumentalists. So like, which is happens a lot here in Nashville, just people who can play everything. So it was just super organic, and that's how I wanted to be, super raw. And then as far as Monster goes, the new single that's coming out with Mr. Alex Wong, who is the producer of that, this song has been written for like 5 years. And I've always sang it here and there at shows, and everybody like sort of goes crazy over it. And so this song is really about those little monsters inside of us that speak to us, telling us bad things, telling us, you're not good enough, all this stuff. Like, even in the insecurities of oneself are your little monsters. And almost like using those monsters. And the cool thing is we want to, May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're really pushing for a May release because we wanted to kind of come out with that, because everybody has sort of these two sides of them, right? They have this really like almost like kind of darker side, and then they have the lighter side. And I really think every humans in general just have this. So we're doing two parts of the song. There's going to be a rock and roll part, and there's also going to be a more raw, stripped down acoustic or like with orchestra part. So they're kind of like these dueling monsters in us, the angel, the devil sort of thing. Um, so it's there's a lot of talk about that, and again, we're really working out the creative process as far as like a video with it and everything right now. But if you listen to it, it's really angsty, and it's almost like, but at the end of it, it's sort of like, you're kind of fighting these monsters, but then at the end of the song, you're almost embracing the monsters. And
I
so,
love that.
yeah, I'm excited about it. Again, we want to put it out for Mental Health Awareness Month, because I think, as a little, this is a struggle for a lot of people. So, yeah, I'm super excited about that one.
Definitely. That's so exciting. And I think it's so great how much like you really put into it. Like even with the rock and roll side and then the orchestral side, like
Yeah.
just putting so much into it and it's gonna be so powerful once it comes out.
Yeah, and that's the producer Alex Wong. We're putting it out as Carrie Welling and Alex Wong Monster, because just as much as he is the producer, he was a writer on it too. So it's kind of showing both of our sides, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. So what sets you and your music apart from others and their music being released right now?
Um, I mean, hmm, I don't want to say I'm very, very different than other artists, because each artist is always inspired by other artists, but I definitely think if like it's just real. It's just raw. I like to be conversational in a song. Um, you know, but also have that, also craft it like a song, but almost just say it like it is, kind of thing. So that's always kind of been my thing. um I'm a big Patty Griffin fan, so like she's got these really cool melodies that sort of are conversational. So I would say, as far as what sets me apart musically, that's sort of what it is. Again, High Heels and Everything's is very like raw, vulnerable, sort of like stab you in the heart kind of songs. And then as far as like the pandemic, that sets me apart is like I didn't stop. I I was like, all right, I can't do live shows, I'll do online shows. Before the pandemic, I did a total of 3 online shows, and cut to I've had a total of like almost 50. So I think as an artist, I've been trying to just think outside the box creatively, how to make these online shows different. And it's been really cool. Like I do this thing called Patreon. I've gained a lot more patrons from it. Um, it's definitely been a learning experience, technology, as I'm sure
Mhm.
doing everything over your computer. It's definitely not the same as live, but that's sort of been, I've just been hustling through this pandemic, trying to make it work again, trying to be creative. Um, and there's always something to do. That's the really cool thing about the internet. There's always something you can do. So,
Yeah, exactly. So you started talking about your online shows. So take me through the biggest differences and like what just sort of like ran through your head because obviously an online show is very different from a live show. So take me through like
yes.
all that.
Well, first of all, it's a lot awkwarder, if that's the word. That's awkward that I just said awkwarder, but it's very awkward. An online show is like, if you're in a live show, you're feeding off the energy of the crowd. Online show, you're like, and this is my song. And then you're like, I hope you're clapping, you know? Or like on Zoom, you can see people like doing the dishes in the background, which is kind of funny. So it's just a little like, it's definitely like a totally different thing. And you just have to just be your awkward self. Um, and that's definitely a big difference. I obviously I prefer to play live, but it has been really cool to tap into that online world, because you can nowadays you can connect and have like, multiple artists. I do a lot of singers songwriter rounds on Zoom where like we'll each do a little round, and that's been really cool. I'll do something where, we'll all take a cover and I'll do a verse and a chorus, and then we'll do it in the same key, and then we pause, and then the other artist does another verse and a chorus, and then maybe the other one does a bridge. So being creative like that, even like things like getting, your own sound to make sure that you're sounding correct, you know, sounding
Yeah.
good enough. That's been a thing for a lot of artists, buying their own gear to set up in their own homes in order to do it, lighting. So it's been really fun, but that's definitely the main difference. Is it's just that you don't have that feeling that you do at a live show. So you really have to amp yourself up before each show, before each online show. So
Yeah, definitely. And I love how you just like took it and ran. Like you bring in others and you come up with new ideas constantly, like the round tables where you all
mhm,
take a cover and you just like sing in the same key and just go back and forth. I love that because a lot of artists out there are just like, oh, they're not tapping into all the possibilities that can
yeah,
come with, the internet and everything else. So I think
for
that's
sure.
great.
Yeah, definitely. And that goes to social media too. Like, really just like, making sure that you're on TikTok now. That's one of the biggest like platforms too for music, and making sure you're doing your posts and treating it like a business, because it is.
Yeah, definitely. So you talked about a little bit of your influences. So take me through who inspires you.
Um, I mean, there's so many people that inspire me, especially in Nashville. There's so many amazing artists here, but I'm kind of old school with like Sheryl Crow. I love her. I love Bonnie Raitt, her like music, her voice and guitar skills. I like Laurie McKenna for her writing, and Patty Griffith for her writing and her melodies. Brandy Carlisle, she's another one that's just conversational. She's got a little bit of country in her. I'm a big Maren Morris fan. I think she's awesome. Love her voice. So yeah, those are just a few that I just love to sort of listen to and then maybe write or yeah, or sing after.
Yeah, definitely. Those are a lot of really great and like strong females in the industry, which is important.
Yeah, for sure.
So back to Monster. What's your
Mhm.
favorite lyric in the song?
Ooh, okay. I really love, gosh, I honestly love the chorus. I've created a monster. I'm not going to hold it back this time. You know, sort of like I've created this, like, I know this thing inside of me, this dark side, this light side. And this time, I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to face it and I'm going to become friends with it almost. I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to, you know, hopefully control it for the best, not let it take over me in a bad way. And I think that's what it is. It's like embracing the dark side of you, you know, and being good to yourself in that way, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
Yeah.
So, what's next for you once Monster is out?
Well, I'm excited for Monster because it's going to be a whole other like little side project solo thing. And I think visually the world's going to love it. Like they're going to love the two sides of it. So I'm going to hold that for a long time on Monster, but I just released a video called Good to Me. Just released that this last Sunday. So that's something that I'm going to kind of like promote and get a lot, hopefully get a lot more, just, what do you call it? Um, I'm just going to use that for more promotion. Um, Sorry, words today. Um, but yeah, that the video, the monster, and then honestly, I think all artists are going to have their pandemic record put out an album that you wrote in the pandemic. You know what I mean? So hopefully that comes in late 2021, early 2022. I think I'm a big believer about just keep on putting it out, while also touring. Hopefully once the world opens up a bit, touring again with High Heels and Heavy Things, the record I didn't get to tour with, that needs to still be done, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I might be doing a European tour in
Ooh.
2022. Yes. So there's a lot of really cool stuff coming up, and um, I do have some outside house concerts booked in July. If people out there like to go to house concerts, or if they want to book me for a house concert, I love doing those. And those seem to be pretty safe, the house concerts, because they're outside and people can social distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on.
Well, that's so exciting, and I can't wait for everyone else to hear Monster and get the true experience that comes with it. So, thank you so much for coming on today. I know
Thank
I will
you.
be following along with your journey, and I can't wait to see what happens throughout the rest of the year.
I hope you do. Yeah, stay in touch. And yeah, I'm on all the socials, all that good stuff too. So that's usually where you can see what I'm doing, all the 5 million things that I'm doing.
I wanna be your airport ride without you even asking. I wanna be your wedding day, be the one slow dancing. I wanna have a conversation, I wanna talk about us. Don't wanna end it with a hug. I want our lips to touch. Oh, there's so much that I wanna do, but I don't wanna be friends with you. I want your family to like me, spend the holidays laughing. And when this world gets heavy, ooh, I wanna make you happy. Oh, there's so much that I wanna do, but I don't wanna be friends with you.
Thank you so much for watching and listening to this week's episode. I will see you on social media until next time when I have more great artists to share with you guys. So thank you, keep sharing, checking out social media, and I will see you next time on Discovered with Steph.